What are you doing? You are aware, right? We are just crossing the border. Like, we are just going for the day. You really don't need all of that stuff. We'll be back tonight. We are just going to get some food and that's it. Can you unpack all of that now?
Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. So today we are doing something a little bit different. We are traveling from the kitchen to Mexico. I live really close to the border, so I decided to do a full day of eating Mexican version and show you that whatever kind of food you like, you can probably make it work on keto as well. Now, keep in mind that because I live in Southern California, a lot of like our Mexican dishes are actually not really what you will find in Mexico, but it is what I love. It is what I used to eat a lot before I went keto, and I truly enjoy that food. So that's gonna be our Mexican version. To start the day off right, we are gonna start with breakfast, obviously, and with some huevos rancheros. So for that recipe, you are gonna need some olive oil. Everyone has olive oil in their kitchen. You are gonna need some whole peeled tomatoes, onion, butter, as always, some eggs. I mean, huevos rancheros, so impossible to do that without eggs. Some chili, and then obviously you're just gonna be needing some spices. So in that case, I'm gonna be using 6 chili powder, some cilantro, and of course some salt and pepper. Now the last thing, like technically, when everything is done, you're supposed to put everything in a tortilla. But even if I do have low carbs wraps, and I could do that, I just don't really feel like it. So in that case, I'm not gonna be using any kind of wrap, any kind of tortilla. I'm not gonna make nothing at all. It's just gonna be as is, and I'll show you when it's done, of course, how it looks.
Here we have about 20 grams of onion, half a cup of whole peeled tomato, and of course our egg. Pan is heating up and I'm gonna be throwing about half a tablespoon of olive oil. So I can add my onions, let it cook for a little bit, and then of course add the tomato. I'm gonna let those cook a little bit, and as soon as they're like translucent, I'll be throwing in the tomato. Onions are almost done, so let's get going with the tomato. I reduce the heat and I'm like chopping the tomatoes in little pieces, and pretty much all we're gonna have to do next with that is add the spices and let it simmer just for a little bit. Just a little bit of chili powder, that will do the trick. Pepper, salt. I am gonna let it simmer for a little bit, as I just mentioned, and I'm gonna get my egg going. 1/3 of a tablespoon of butter in my pan and letting it melt. I just added my egg and just gonna let that cook. It shouldn't be taking that long. The only thing I'm gonna put on the egg is again a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and that's it. And our egg is almost ready.
Our breakfast is ready. So I'm just missing a little bit of cilantro, which I'm gonna put on right now. I don't like putting too much on. It's just gonna sparkle it, I guess, a little bit with it. There we go. That'll be plenty. And now the recipe does not call for avocado, but because I'm not using a tortilla or wrap or anything like that, I wanted to make it a little bit more filling, and half an avocado is just gonna be perfect with that. I'm really excited about trying it. That's actually the first time I do make this one, so we'll see how it tastes. It's delicious. I'm pretty sure Jock smells the same. Needed more salt, which is fine. That's the easiest fix you can make. This is what is left on my plate. Again, it was really good, super easy, super simple, super quick. No, hey, do you mind? No issues at all. So I am gonna be posting right here like everything I used, all the portions and so on. But as you've seen, I didn't use that much, and I hope you try it. That was our breakfast, and I can't wait to be back for lunch. And we are back for Mexican lunch. Today I'll be having a burrito bowl, kind of like salad. So I'm simply gonna need some chicken breast, some butter, some salsa. You can use whatever salsa you want. That's the one I have at the moment. Some shredded cheese. I'm always almost get this one, or sometimes like the Fiesta blend, or Forever soft cream. And finally, we are gonna need some Roman lettuce. I guess you can use any lettuce you want. That personally is the one that I like the most. And half an avocado. Of course, with that, I'll be using some salt and pepper. So let's get everything ready.
This recipe takes very little preparation, and so all I did right now is simply measured my chicken. I got about 80 grams, and then cut it into small bite size, and I'm gonna throw that in the pan with half a tablespoon of butter. Our half tablespoon of butter is melting. I'm gonna give it a few seconds, and then I'll be okay to throw in the chicken. And chicken. Our chicken is cooking, so I'm gonna be adding all the spices. So of course some salt, some black pepper, and with my meat, either way beef or chicken, I really like to add some garlic powder, and in that case also some onion powder. I like to grill my chicken a little bit, have this extra like a bit of a crunchy taste, especially with all the spices, makes it so much better.
Here is our Roman lettuce. My lettuce was getting a bit old, so it doesn't look the greatest, but that's perfect. I get to finish it before it totally goes bad. Now, all I have to add is half my avocado and 2 tablespoons of sour cream, some salsa, a a large tablespoon more or less. Now that we have our base with the avocado, sour cream, salsa, and obviously the lettuce, I'm gonna throw in my chicken and top it off with my cheese. Chicken is in, and cheese. I don't use much cheese, but feel free to use however much you want. And as I always say, feel free to use how much of everything you want. Like, those are for me. It might not be enough for everyone, or sometimes you never know, it might be too much. There it is. Cheese is in. The very last steps are gonna be to add some extra salt, because I only put salt and spices in the chicken. That should work. And then you might think it's a finished product, and technically it is, but because I'm a child, I like to cut all my food and mix it all together. So that's what I'm about to do right now. We actually do have our final product. Definitely not looking the best, but again, I mean, as long as it tastes good, it's easy, it's cheap, it's quick. What else do you need? Let's try it out. It's perfect. I'm done with my lunch. I've done this recipe 1,000 times. I know exactly how it tastes. It was very, very good as always. Now, the one thing I've been meaning to try and I always forget is that I think it'd be really, really good to roast some bell peppers and onions and add that in it, kind of like they have at Chipotle. I think that'll make a very good ad, but it takes more time, it's more prep, it's more cooking, and I simply just don't think about it 95% of the time. I remembered it while I was eating it, and it was way too late. But that's also something you can do. I am gonna post all of the ingredients and exact amounts right here. It's very good, it's very easy, it's very simple, pretty much like everything I make, if you noticed, and I really hope you try it. You can make that anytime. Lunch, dinner, doesn't really matter. It's great and it's delicious. See you back for dinner. And it's dinner time. So it's actually a little bit past 9 p.m. because I ended up having to work today. Only work for 4 hours. But it definitely moved back my schedule a little bit. However, now I am super hungry and I'm also really excited about dinner tonight because on the menu we have carne asada fries. Well, again, keto carne asada fries, but still super excited about it. I have tried this recipe before and it turned out great. So I am gonna show you the ingredients that we have for tonight. Some good old olive oil, jicama. That's gonna be the very first time I use those. I usually use the rutabaga. This time they had that in the store, and I know it's pretty keto friendly, and it's pretty much the same thing. So we'll try this one. And avocado. Again, I usually eat half an avocado a day. Today, because of the Mexican version diet, I ended up eating, that's gonna be 1.5 total. Then I'm gonna be using some good old sour cream, as always. Some salsa, again. Some steak. Some butter, again. And some more cheese. Now we do have some chilies because I realized I forgot to throw that in my breakfast. I totally forgot. I set it aside and slipped my mind. So I'm actually gonna use that in my mashed avocado. I think it's gonna be great. And let's get cooking. So the very first step was to cut some jicama, and I measured about 80 grams, which looks like that, and then I obviously peeled it off and cut it into little French fries.
And now what I'm gonna do to start getting them going, I'm gonna throw them in that Tupperware with some water and put it in the microwave for a few minutes. Jicama is still in the microwave, so in the meantime I chopped into like small pieces about 80 grams of beef, which I'm gonna start cooking, throwing it in the pan with half a tablespoon of butter. I'm gonna let it cook, but just a little bit, not totally through, because we are gonna throw that in the oven. Add some seasoning, which is gonna be same as it was for lunch: salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. Our meat is almost ready. As I said, I don't wanna like let it cook too much. It's gonna finish cooking in the oven, so for now I'm just gonna turn everything off. Our jicama is pretty much done from the microwave, so now I'm just gonna remove the water, dry them a little bit, and add half a tablespoon of olive oil plus some spices, paprika, salt, pepper, and mix it all, and that will be ready to go in the oven. Now that everything is dry, I'm just gonna throw my half tablespoon and the spices. Spraying our pan so nothing doesn't stick too much, and then throwing our fries in it to throw in the oven. Ready to go for about 30 to 40 minutes. Here are our fries. I just took them out. They are not done yet. It's still missing about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna throw my meat so it can finish cooking and also heat up a little bit because it's been sitting around for a little bit. While our meat and our fries are finishing to cook, I'm just gonna mash this avocado, and I already cut some chili so I don't forget about it this time. And I'm gonna mix it, and that's gonna be our very lazy guacamole. And that is done. I just have taken out our fries and meat for the second time, and it's still missing a little bit of time, but the thing is I'm gonna add my shredded cheese so it can melt on top of it to make it so much better. Okay, back in the oven for about 5 minutes and we can take it out. Finally done. Can't wait to put that plate together. I am starving. It is a little bit over 10, so it's about time to eat. Now we are just missing about 2 tablespoons of sour cream. A tablespoon of salsa. And we are simply gonna top it off with our mashed avocado.
Here is our final plate. It looks absolutely delicious. It smells just as good. As I said, I am literally starving, so let's dive in. I am done with my dinner. I devoured it within a few minutes. It was really, really good. The Yimaka does taste different from the rutabaga. It's not as sweet, which is better for me, but at the same time, it's definitely not as soft either. Maybe I undercooked it a little bit. I'm not too sure. I mean, it was still really good. I still have some left from the one I used, so I'll try to cook it again and, either way leave it longer in the microwave or leave it longer in the oven or maybe both and see if it softened a little bit. Otherwise, I mean, it was delicious. I am gonna be posting all of everything that I used right here so you can look at it, and again, feel free to adjust whatever you need to adjust. This dinner is gonna be ending our Mexican keto day. I hope you enjoyed it. I honestly loved all of the food I ate. The huevos rancheros were a first for me, but I make like the carne asada fries and the salad bowl, like burrito bowl, whatever you want to call it, quite often, and they are delicious. I'm gonna be posting all of the macros for the day of what I ate and calories and so on, like carbs, protein, so you can see and it'll give you an idea. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, give the video a thumb up. Let me know if there is a country you would like to see featured, like specifically day of keto. That'll be great. Otherwise, I have a few ideas that are gonna be coming pretty soon. So I will see you guys very soon. Bye.